Drazhoath the Ashen, the Lord of the Black Fortress and the commander of the fell Legion of Asgore, has come to exact vengeance upon his dwarf cousins. He's a twisted, power-hungry sorcerer who follows Hashut, the father of darkness and the patron deity of the Chaos Dwarfs. Through the masses of slaves and the infernal technology they possess, the Badlands and the realm of the dwarves shall fall. We begin in a rather precarious position, but we are now ready to begin our conquest of these broken dark lands. We've got a Zealot +1 to Chaos Corruption. Well, Draz, let's get ready for a battle. We've got over here Hobgoblin Wolf Raider Archers. We have Devastators, Armor-Piercing Missiles, and 29 Missile Strength. That's pretty good. Down over here, we have a trait, Relentless. +10% to our speed. We have a speed of 23. We're not very fast. Hobgoblin Cutthroats are over here. Expendable, Shielded, poor leadership. Then we have Orc Slaves, and Orc Slaves are just kind of there to be meat shields for us. Then we have our Chaos Dwarf Warriors, armored and shielded. 85 armor. They have a chance to deflect small arms fire, and a weapon strength of 32. Then we have our leader here, Drazhoath the Ashen. He's a spellcaster, also armored and shielded. He's got flaming attacks right in the very beginning, 450 weapon strength, a missile resistance of 15%, a fire resistance of 25%. He's got Fireball, Cascading Fire Cloak, and what am I going to give him? Well, you know what I'm going to give him here. It's going to be Route Marcher for 1. Then after that, I could get more growth. I could reduce their time that they can hold out. I always like doing that. But instead, let's go over here and pick up some magic. Magic sounds pretty good to me. Dark Father's Favored, we can get that at rank 10. Later he'll be able to get, oh look at that, Cinder Breath, rank 18. And we've got a few legendary items as well. Those should be really nice. We have other legendary lords too, but here's what we have in the very beginning. So now we need to figure out who we're going to fight. Again, we're in a very precarious position, and we need some enemies to beat up on. Now, that could be the Skaven. The dwarves might be a bit much for now. They have only one location, but they're evidently much stronger than I am. We're not going to go after the last defenders. The Skaven might be our best shot for now. Or over here, we could just go after Clan Helheim. They're Dawi as well. They're allied to no one, and they're fighting Immerses Expedition, who we're not fighting yet, but you know that's going to happen eventually. Now, we have one location we own right over here in Ash Ridge Mountains. So, what are we going to do for that? I suppose what we're going to do, we're going to build up some stuff to help out our garrison. That's a Barak. Really cool unit icon, by the way. It really pops out. Then over here, I could get more income. That's another option. Or I could focus on recruitment, and getting some recruitment in is probably my best bet. Later, I can get Hobgoblin Enforcers. Those look rather intimidating. I'll get a Grob Scree, allowing me to get Hobgoblin Bolt Throwers, Wolf Raiders, and Cutthroats. So we'll take that for now. And I'm going to recruit even more. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to pick up a whole bunch of Orc Slaves right now, and we'll see how that plays out for me. There we go. All right, for research, we've got the Path to Ruination. I've got some money for it. That'll give me 5% more casualty replenishment, and that sounds amazing. So with all of that said, let's end our turn and get ready for a new one. We've completed some more technology here. Now we have more growth and casualty replenishment as well. So we're not quite ready to go after another faction. Let's have a look over here though. They don't have a large garrison that I can see. Who knows what's truly over there. Now I can upgrade that to a Grobzak. That would give me 5% replenishment. And more replenishment sounds great to me. I could also just use more money by raiding through their lands right now. I've got the Underway, I've got Raiding Camp. I need 50% of my movement before I can actually use it. Okay, very well. You know what? It's time. If you're fighting Imric, I'm going to fight you too. Now you have 2 locations I need to take. Let's go over here. If I move over here, I should be able to reach his settlement by next turn. Yeah, we'll try that out. 112 for income. I can't recruit anything locally, but you know what? Instead, let's just try to rush over there as close as we can get ourselves. Mostly because I just need to conquer them quickly. Okay, Oldor, I don't know what you have, but leave it alone, old man. Leave it alone. Okay. So when it comes to technology, I'm going to pick up Skulls for the Skull Throne, 10% more loot for any post-battle loot. Now we're going to end our turn again, and we do require slaves. We need a lot of them. I'm sure we're going to have Celtic Order issues for quite some time. We can use a bunch of rebellions to train up. We'll do our best. Our first battle is now beginning. We've got orc slaves over here. Yeah, they're just standard orcs at 30 armor. They've got 31 weapon strength. We've also got our leader, the Chaos Dwarf, Drazhoath. Let's have a look at him real quick. Check him out. What a crazy looking character. That is one evil looking dwarf. I wonder what his dental bills are like. But he's got 60 melee attack, 60 melee defense, which is incredibly high. So he's very good in melee combat despite being some type of support spellcaster. He's got a great shield. We've got a charge bonus of 30. We've got a weapon strength of 450. And let's see what else we have over here. We've got our orc slaves. Over here is where we've got our hobgoblin cutthroats. Have a look at that. Yeah, they're right over here. Just all my hobgoblins. Adorable. And we'll be seeing many more unique units in terms of design later on as I unlock them. But more importantly, let's have a look at our Chaos Dwarfs. Our standard Chaos Dwarf warriors, which for me are my elite warriors for right now. We're just going to use them in reserve when we need to. But check out those hats. That's how you know you're evil and powerful, whenever you have hats like that. Those are so cool looking. And then, let's see. That's really most of it outside of our Devastators. Here they are. The full extent of my firepower can be found right here. Check out these guys. Massive guns at 29 missile strength, a range of 100, 80 armor. They are tough as hell, and they're going to do some damage. So let's get into the battle right now. I've got my Wolf Riders over here, my Wolf Raiders, just kind of marching out. And we can go into normal speeds again because I just wanted to go over our units. Here they are, and here they come. The Dwarfs are outnumbered. Helheim, you have no place here. There's my fireball. You're going to watch so many fireballs shoot out, it's going to be comical. I am here to let them know about my balls of fire. Now, from behind, I'm luring a few of them away. The idea is to distract their quarrelers. That way, my slaves can move in. That way, all of my units can move in. And again, my Chaos Dwarf warriors are meant to be used in reserve. They're meant to pick off targets that are already weakened. My slaves are meant to be my fodder. They're meant to be the ones to stand out there and fight for me until I need to bring in the heavy firepower. Check them out. Now they're shooting. Get them. They're incredibly jacked, too. I just saw that. These dwarves are ripped. They are ready. They're like, I've been hoisting for days. Every day is leg day. And now here comes my orc slaves. Again, you can see that I've got my riders out there just distracting them. Here they come now. The charge is happening. Here it comes. The enemies are here. We're all moving in. It's time for a duel. That's right, your rowdy cousins have come back, and we're a little bit different. We've changed up our clothing. It's been quite some time. So here they are. The battle is now happening. I'm charging at them on the front lines right now. And while that's going on, I'm going to flank a few of them. I'm going to bring them over here and hit their ranged units. I'm still luring away some more of their very powerful dwarf units. I mean, these are Longbeards, 29 weapon strength. They're tough. They're very tough. It doesn't really matter. And as I told you before, we're going to be seeing a lot of fireballs moving in. They've got some quarrelers. My Chaos Dwarf warriors are also fighting in here. I mean, look at that. A point-blank fireball. The duel is still going on. And now the dwarfs are beginning to flee because they have no choice but to. They've been broken because we have the numbers and they do not. I mean, check out this fight between Orc and Dwarf, but also Chaos Dwarf. That's really the coolest part. We get visual variety. We can zoom out real quick and just see what's going on. So, what is happening right now? I'm still harassing a group of Longbeards, dealing some damage to them. My Devastators have moved on to their flank, and now we're shooting at a bunch of Dwarf Warriors from behind. We're chasing after some of these Quarrelers, and we also have a Rune Lord. Very fancy. I'm fighting some more Quarrelers in melee. We've got some Dwarf Warriors who are surrounded. Over here, we've got their Thane also surrounded. And these Devastators, again, they're just making quick work of our enemies today. Look at how cool they are. And they're just going to shoot into the backs of these dwarfs over here. We don't need to know about honor. Who needs that? You can't eat honor. You can eat honorable dwarfs, though. That's fine. Now they're breaking. That was it for them. They can't handle anymore. And now, let's see. The Wolf Raiders, they're still moving around, luring them away. We've got some fireballs being launched ahead. We're still fighting a bunch of their Dwarf Warriors. And on the right flank, it looks like we're just winning outright. We're able to hit them at so many different places. I'm just distracting their Thane. He's meant to fight there on his own. That way, he's just stuck there without being able to support all of his fellow Dawi. He's trying his best right now. He's doing whatever it takes to get through to my poor orcs. I say poor orcs. They're poor as in they're impoverished. I don't pity them. They're my slaves. My orc slaves. And we're a very evil, evil faction. We're here to destroy and corrupt. More Devastators now shooting at these enemies over here that are distracted by my faction leader, by my leader, Drazhoath, who just shot off a dwarf's head. Way over here, we're still keeping some Longbeards busy. They do have some Quarrelers, but I'm moving in my Wolf Raider archers, my Hobgoblins. They're now charging into them. And you can see that a lot of these dwarves have begun to break. We're still holding off that Thane. Their leaders are by far the most durable part of their army. Cascading Fire Cloak is going to be a very common sight for us, though. We're going to be seeing that constantly. Yeah, I've got my Devastators at 92 kills, no deaths. Whenever they're hit, I quickly throw a Cascading Fire Cloak on them. Over here, we've got some Orc Slaves. We need to kill that Rune Lord. He's still fighting. He's at over 20 kills now, but most of their army has been defeated. These Longbeards have 49 kills and only going up. They're at 100 armor, so there's no way for some slaves to beat them. No way at all. It's just not possible. So we can zoom out again and get a pretty good perspective on what's happening. Some Quarrelers, they reformed. They're at 3 kills. That Thane is taking a lot of damage. He's at 46 kills right now. And now my Devastators, again, are killing even more Longbeards. We're chasing down those Quarrelers who are shaken. They can fight a bit in melee, so I am losing a little bit from my Riders. And now we're all moving in to attack that group of Longbeards. While another group has broken. They could come back. They could potentially come back. That is true. That could happen. Will it happen? I don't really know. See, here's a Cascading Fire Cloak. I just use it to buff up my fodder units. It makes them a little bit more, enduring through a long fight. And if there's any word to describe the dwarves, it's enduring. That Rune Lord's at 27 kills, still fighting a group of slaves. It doesn't really matter what casualties they take. They have their place. They have their role. My Devastators are now getting rid of these Quarrelers. I mean, we caught them. They're in range now. So they're also really good. Not just because of their stats. Notice how they've been able to fire so quickly. Usually, handgunners and all of that are such a pain. They take such a long time to actually find the correct line of sight to hit. But here they are. They also fire out more than one round with every shot, which is, again, very cool. I mean, they're called Devastators for a reason. The Rune Lord's still over here. We got rid of those Quarrelers. It's probably about time to go shoot him. I've got, let's see, right over here, some Dwarf Warriors charging back in. My poor slaves are probably going to break soon. I would very much like to go after that Rune Lord. We're losing a few of our Devastators, but they're shooting at that Rune Lord point blank. I'm hoping to do that or to even relocate them. So now it's mostly their leaders who are left. These Longbeards over here held out for a very long time. I mean, 93 kills. That's pretty good. I've got my Dwarf Warriors who are also fighting. They're in the middle of all of it.
Do not shame your end.
No, do shame them. Who cares? All you need to care about is Hashut. Hashut be praised. And that Thane is now wavering. We can just kind of pop out real quick and have a good look. We are done with the battle. We just need to kind of fast forward and get through the rest of it. But that Thane is wavering. We're chasing after whatever leaders that they have left. We can just kind of pile on them and fight them. Now, that Thane is still up. 90 kills total. We finally got rid of that Rune Lord. And they have all been shattered. We've won. A close victory for us. We lost 374. Largely their leaders were what dealt damage outside of one group of Longbeards, Mount Greyhag Longbeards. Now, what are we going to do here? Pillage and enslave. Favor of the Dark Gods. If I do that, we'll get regeneration. 3 turns total. Nice. Obliterate, I get that too. Or I could just occupy to get my slaves. Now, that would reduce some public order. No, I'm here to pillage and enslave. We'll do that. Perfect. That's a great beginning. I'll come back in 1 turn. Oh, don't you fret about that. I'll be back in 1 turn, man. All right, rank 4. His magic has been quite ideal to use. We could use more damage like that. The Burning Head. Dwarves don't really take a lot of damage from that, though. So I'll take, let's see here, Kindle Flame to start with. Give me all of my fire magic. We'll be there in 1 more turn. I know they're not going to like me, but here's what I can do if I wanted to. I could get Rykarth, the Unbreakable. Or over here, I could get Zatan, or Jatan, the Black. How would I pronounce that? Jatan? I have no idea. Slave Tyrant. Look at that. So we would have very cheap slaves, and that would be ideal if I wanted to have like a constant ally right by me to reinforce whatever I have going on. We also have sorcerers over here, and Chaos Dwarf Overlords too. In addition to a Bull Centaur Lord. There's a lot that I want to try out. Some of them seem rather powerful, but I'm going to try out my Legendary Lords first. I feel like that would be a much better choice.
Are you a god?
Am I? I don't know. I haven't checked yet. Alright, so we've got cheap units to pick up. Cutthroats are a bit more costly. Actually, Orc Slaves are equitable in cost. Okay, good to really know. I'll take a few Goblins. Again, they're very cheap for him to pick up, so let's begin to pick up some Goblins. I could use some help later. Who knows who we'll be going after? Alright, now I can take it over. Perfect. So, what are we going to do over here? I suppose we are going to just really... Can I corrupt things? I can. +3 to public order. I'll take that for now. Hashut's Sacrificial Altar. 1 turn. And we're going to repair what we have here as well. Unfortunately, it's in a completely different province, so holding on to it's going to be a pain. But I could just use it for recruiting and training up a bunch of new soldiers. That's fine too. Okay, we're now ready to end our turn. Now, if I can befriend maybe like 1 Skaven clan for now, that would be okay. They would leave me alone. We could be friendly. Oh, the last defenders are pretty close to where we're at. I don't like that at all. I don't want to fight freaking Lizardmen. I almost said Skaven. I don't want to fight Lizardmen right now. That would be a terrible idea. All right. So our plan is to now just kind of use our secondary army, fight rebellions, raid, get slaves. I've got 350 right now. That's going to help me get more income, 141, which is not a lot, but hey, we're trying our best, okay? We've gained a new trait, Builder. Okay, a bit more money. It's not a lot. So I'm probably going to leave that location and come back over here to Ash Ridge Mountains. If I do that, we'll have to get another army over to Mount Greyhag very, very soon. I don't have a actual core capital. Oh, these are Hobgoblin Enforcers. Not bad. If I get any more, I'm going to lose a lot of money. So here's what I'll do. I'll move over here to Mount Greyhag. Yeah. Then I'm going to have you rush on over to Ash Ridge. Either way, we're able to replenish, but we do need to get back quickly. We are losing a lot of Chaos Corruption, unfortunately. And that is all that I can do for my current turn. So we've got to build up. We've got to try to get things together. That way we can strike out at Darkhold. Then later, unfortunately, we've got to go after Imric's expedition. Now what I could do, I could unite my 2 armies, but we're going to have a lot of rebellions to contend with, so I don't even know if that's even possible. We'll find out very soon. Here's a new turn into new rebellion. But rebellions means slaves, and that means money for me. I like where this is going here. I wonder, can I beat them outright? I doubt I can, but we can always look at it and try. No, I didn't think I could. I doubt my slaves would hold on. They're very, very weak. They're meant to be. That is meant to happen. Alright, get back over here. And your army's a bit bigger, so I could have you cross one over again. Yeah, let's do that instead. That's a much better idea. We can use our underway to quickly get over there. Perfect. Now we can auto-resolve. Or I can fight the battle out, but it's really way too weak of an army for me to want to fight that battle. Great training. Alright, I'm going to put into chains. 74 more slaves for me. My public order is going to be a huge issue no matter what I do. Ooh, a Dawnstone. 15% physical resistance early on. Now that's powerful. Alright, we'll move you back into Mount Greyhag. Bring it on, rebellions. Bring it on. I want that to happen. Alright, so you've got Feared Overlord at rank 10. 20% more tax rate, upkeep down by 10% for slaves, and more leadership for them. So we do get a bunch of cool stuff all based around slaves and lower tier units. Alright. I understand. Rally, over here is stand or die, so I'm going to give you Route Marcher. Always route marcher, you gotta have that. Okay. Next, we just get to end our turn again because we're about to have another rebellion at Ash Ridge Mountains. For me to actually get over to Darkhold, that'll take some time because we've got to deal with our public order issues, and because of our low corruption, it'll take even more time. I'm in a rather precarious position right now. I'm in a predicament because Imric's expedition took out Clan Helheim. And over here, we've got a Chaos army. Now, those could be scary. We'll have to go find them. I picked up a new legendary lord, Rykarth. I'll look at them in more detail once I use them in battle, or at least as a actual proper army commander. Right now, he's just kind of here to help me out, to help me reinforce a bit. I'm losing money, or I will be losing money in time. I don't really care, because I can make a lot from sacking and looting, which is what my plan is right now. I just want a bunch of cheap goblins, as many as I can get. Now, let's go fight a battle. Ooh, if I auto-resolve it, I'm going to lose way too many, so I'm going to go into battle right now. We're going to fight Chaos. They do have a Hellcannon. They've got Chaos Warriors, and let's see, Marauders, Chaos Spawn. It's going to be a fairly costly battle, which is why I also want to fight it out. I don't care if you're from the proper Chaos faction. I'm a Chaos Dwarf. I'm scarier. We've got a Chaos army to fight. I've just launched some fireballs at that Hellcannon. I overcasted some fireballs and that hit. They took some nice damage. They've got their Chaos Sorcerer of Fire Magic, the Lore of Fire. And we've got Rykarth on the way. He'll be here later on. Over here are my Hobgoblin Wolf Raider Archers. They're moving in from behind to harass these Chaos Warriors. Again, we must distract. And I'm trying to overcast more fireballs. They're launching a fireball over here at my own Wolf Raider Archers. We'll go over my formation in a bit. You're really going to enjoy this campaign for the different battles I'm going to fight. I'm not just going to blob constantly. There will be points where I will have to blob, sure. But I'll be maneuvering my units in a slightly different way because I actually have the numbers. I have proper fodder to keep my foes busy so I can move in other units. So over here, let's see. We've got our 1 leader Draz. Again, I'm just trying to launch out these fireballs. There goes another one. I keep trying to overcast because I want to get rid of that Hellcannon. And that did it. Now they have no Hellcannon at all. Single target spells like that are fantastic. And here comes another fireball. Oh, you weren't aiming at Draz. Okay. So I've got my slaves staggered in a slightly different formation. I don't want them in a line. I don't want them to just be caught up in a standard battle. The idea here is that I'm able to maneuver my more important units. I've also got my Hobgoblin Bolt Thrower right over here. Just right over here. 120 missile strength. The range is, all right. It's an okay missile strength. And I'm keeping 2 groups of, Chaos Warriors busy with only 1 group of my Wolf Raider Archers. Even if they had no kills at all, they're saving me a lot of time and lives, too. Now, the Chaos Spawn are moving up. I'm going to use my ranged attackers, like over here, my Hobgoblin Enforcers. They're going to shoot at those Chaos Spawn, too. They've got 12 missile strength, which is incredibly low. And here comes a fireball. Now, they are vulnerable to fireballs. They've got, an ample amount of power. They are unbreakable, but have a look over here. Let's have a little brief look at that. A fire weakness of 22%. With a Kindle Flame, they take even more damage from fire damage. So once I have Flaming Sword of Ruin and all that, we're just going to be able to take down a lot of Chaos Spawn. I'm just rapid firing a bunch of fireballs. As I told you, he's just a fireball turret. And most of these Chaos Spawn have already been killed off. My slaves are now moving in. You can see how large and vast they are. They're all fighting. They're going to bring in some more units to help support them, but I'm going to keep them back with all of my slaves, as I told you before. There's another dead Chaos slave, and now we're fighting some Marauders. Visually, these are some of the most gorgeous battles I've ever fought in. I mean, just check that out. Orcs fighting Chaos Spawn. I've not seen that in a very long time. I can't even remember that combination happening in a very long time, having the capability to fight a bunch of Chaos with a bunch of greenskins. Here comes their crew. Here's another fireball to damage these Chaos Warriors, killing at least a few of them. That Sorcerer is still alive, too. He's not using a ton of spells, though, it seems. And we're just over here just trying to buff up and keep alive. So 4 kills for my Bolt Thrower. We got rid of those chaos spawn. My orc slaves are now moving in. I've got my devastators over here on the right flank. They're going to flank them and hit them very soon too. Over here, we've got Rykharth, and if you've not seen him, let me show you what he looks like real quick. He's over here fighting in the middle of all of them. He's got a great two-handed weapon. He's a very frightening Chaos Dwarf. Very potent in melee combat. Never have I used so many legendary lords so early on, but I kind of had to. I didn't really have a choice but to get as much help as I could provide my forces. So, we're shooting at them from behind with my Wolf Raiders, and they're taking a lot of damage. I brought in some Cutthroats to help out. They've got 21 weapon strength, and they're at least going to be able to help out. Let's go back to the main part of the battle over here. We've got Chaos Marauders who are shattered. So now we've got to go after these Chaos Warriors, but we also have to get rid of their Chaos Sorcerer too. And with my Devastators here, that shouldn't take too long. No. He's about to die. He's like, I need to get out of here. Dear God, the balls, they hurt. And that's how we get rid of him, man. That's how you quickly get rid of an enemy leader. You just shoot him a lot. Make him very holy. So, there goes another fireball shooting up through a bunch of Chaos Warriors. He's now broken. We're holding back a lot of them with only one group of Orc Slaves. That's Orc Slaves Group 2. Holding back Chaos Warriors. Now it's time to flank even more. I do need to watch out for these Chaos Warriors over here. They're going to hit my Devastators. I'll have to use a Cascading Fire Cloak if they get any closer pretty soon. But look at that. They're charging in. There's dust and blood. They've made it. There's my Cascading Fire Cloak to buff them up. I didn't want to lose any, so I wanted to increase their melee defense. And then I brought in another group of slaves to keep them busy. And that was a very successful charge. Rykharth is still around. My Wolf Raider archers, well, they're out of arrows now, so they're just kind of moving away to keep away that group of Chaos Warriors. Over here, Rykharth has nearly 40 kills. He's at 387 for weapon strength. He'll become stronger later. That he shall. Then back over here. You can see what we've done now. We've surrounded a group of Chaos Warriors. They are now wavering. They have 7 leadership. My Devastators, again, are perfectly positioned. And now these Chaos Warriors, for all their training in might and brutality, can do nothing but be shot. They're larger than my Orc Slaves. That's shocking. Just check out those shots. And now they have to flee. Most of our enemies are now dead. We have very few left. There's only a few who remain that are any threat at all. Tried a fireball over here. That didn't quite hit. We're now charging in with these Chaos Dwarf Warriors. They had a Cascading Fire Cloak. And now here comes even more Dwarf Warriors. I was saving them. Now they're flanking this group, and Rykharth is moving in too, and I don't even have to really control him at all. He's at 48 kills. Another Cascading Fire Cloak. Spellcasting is my bread and butter. In my mod collection, which I do have linked down below, I added in more winds of magic power for all factions. That means whenever you fight enemy spellcasters, they're going to be slinging spells the whole time. You know how like sometimes you'll have a spellcaster, they'll use like 3 or 4 spells, and then they're out? Then they can do nothing for like the whole fight? Nope. Now it's more of a Warhammer feeling because everyone has magic to use, probably for like the full extent of the battle, which can be very challenging once you fight a very potent spellcaster. But we're done. We have one here, and it's over. That was a good victory. Okay, we are going to enslave and take replenishment, because that's what we do. We take a lot of slaves around here. We need some people to do some work. That is beneath us, and, well, we're pretty close to the dirt, so... Let's see. Draz, I'm going to give you something different. Spell. I could upgrade your current spell, Cascading Fire Cloak. Fireball's been great to me. It's been very good to me. Let's pick up the Burning Head just to have another damaging spell, even if we can't do a lot of damage to, like, let's say, other dwarves. Now, auto-resolve that one, and take even more slaves again. It's only 9 slaves, but I'll take them all. Moxia's gone. We've gained a potion of strength. Okay, at your rank, what am I going to give you? That is a really good question. I suppose I could just give you Flaming Sword of Ruin. Now you have a bit of variety, and that feels pretty good. So I'm planning on losing some money. because we need to focus on beating up on a bunch of elves very soon. Okay, so I've got 4 groups of orc slaves, but if you look at that, it'll take way too long for them to replenish. Instead, I'll just combine what I have. I'll take 2 new groups. Then I'll take another group, or actually, let's just take a group of Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders, 82 in upkeep. There we go. We have not unlocked any type of Regiment of Renown yet. Lava Trolls, Bull Centaurs. We've got over here Infernal Guard, 1 Hellcannon, and the Granite Guard, Immortals. And of course, we've got our buddy, Drazhoath the Unbreakable, who's only level 1, but look at that guy. He's a tough looking one. My crew is getting together. Let's have a look at his stuff here. He's got Mage Bane at level 10. 6% casualty replenishment, 15% magic resistance, enemy winds of magic power reserve, minus 15. It's not bad. Some decent items up there, and we'll look more at his abilities later. He's just kind of here to help me keep it together. And of course, I'm getting more slaves up north as well. I don't want to use too much global recruitment, but it probably wouldn't hurt right now if I tried to like build up a full army. Okay, so I've got goblin slaves, and again, that's all that I want to go for his current army. He's just here to provide fodder. Fodder is what I want him to use. Okay, here is Mount Greyhag. Mount Greyhag, I'm going to upgrade you now. Big doll. And I think we're good now. I think we've done what we needed to do. There's evidently a nice building here. What is it? I need to know. Road to Jar Nagrund. Okay. So that's tier what? It's not too bad. I could build that. 6,000. Tier 3. That would give me 1,250 gold. 18% campaign movement range. So we need that so very quickly. We'll get some slave ogres. Ooh, slave ogres. A nice shock trooper, you know. And I can't wait to get some heroes, too. I don't even know what we'll have yet. A Chaos Champion, Hobgoblin Khan, and a Chaos Sorcerer. Well, that'll do it for our current turn. We are done right now. We need to end our current turn. We just had to put down some rebellions, and I thought more about it. What I could do, I could just leave my slave army behind. I could have Drazhoath also lead a small army. And again, I'm going to lose money per turn, but it's not a big deal as long as I'm making more money as I attack enemies like Emmerich over here. So we're going after Emmerich. I don't know how well that is going to play out, but I'm doing it. It should take him at least 1 turn to get over here, I hope. I mean, he could try to march over there, and then I might be in trouble. Okay, I've got some money. Let's come over here. Cheaper units to recruit, and they'll have a higher recruitment rank. So now that we've done that, we can just get ready for another fight. Got a full 20 stack of slaves over here, and I've got only a few led by Drazhoath. Between, you know, our good buddy over here leading our slave army, our main army led by Draz, we should be okay. We should be able to handle things. We're only fighting a garrison, but they've got a dragon. They have Illyrian Reavers over here, Dragon Princes. We've got archers too, spearmen, and they have 1 noble. Let's zoom out and have a look at my formation. I'm way over here. I have all of my units just kind of spread out. They're meant to be. I've got my orc slaves all over. In case their dragon moves anywhere, I'll have some infantry to bind him down to the ground. I've got my wolf raiders over here. They're at 42 weapon strength, which is really nice. Over here, my wolf raider archers, who have only 13 missile strength, they're attacking these Illyrian Reavers. They even killed one. That dragon is a sun dragon. The cool part is, it only has 60 armor. Sure, it's able to deal some damage, but it can't stay in a fight for like the duration of a full battle. That just wouldn't go very well. We're going to fast forward briefly now that you know my formation and what that looks like. We're moving back over here. You can see there are Reavers also moving in. We're going to countercharge that group of Reavers using slaves, using wolf raiders. And we caught them. We got them right over here, man. Check that out. These raiders, they're done. They're only really meant for skirmishing. Now over here is where we're going to have a proper charge fighting a bunch of spearmen. And there we go. Orcs fighting elves. The old classic tale. That's what I like to see. All right. So over on the right flank is where I've got slaves and also Drazhoath. We've got more slaves moving in. I know that I'm going to lose a lot. That's fine. That is going to happen. That fireball did miss. I'm moving my Chaos Dwarf warriors over to my right flank. I've got some slaves back here watching after my bolt thrower. On the left flank, these Illyrian Reavers are now broken. And back over here, I'm charging in. I'm using my Raider archers to go after their archers. And so far, it seems to be effective. I've got my Devastators close by. They're now shooting into the flanks of Spearmen. Oh, they're going to break quickly. Now, they also have 43 weapon strength. They have a lot of weapon strength. Over here, my archers are hitting that Sun Dragon. It's already taken a lot of damage, which is very shocking. And I also have Draz fighting Dragon Princes. Dragon Princes are no joke. They're not cycling charges, but they're at 67 kills. I'm just going to try to break down that Sun Dragon right after we finish things up over here. I've got my Devastators pretty far away. These Wolf Raiders, they're attacking a bunch of archers, and they have one more group to get rid of. They're now broken too, so we got rid of all of them. I have more mobility. I have more units. So whatever they choose to do, it's not going to be enough. 54 kills from my Devastators already. One group of Devastators tactically placed will change up the entire fight. Here's my Goblin slaves, half-naked goblins just screaming and screeching. You can see the size difference between the two, the Hobgoblin Cutthroats and the Goblin slaves over here. Then we have one Noble at 10 kills. He's kind of caught out there. We're bringing in even more units to go after the Sun Dragon. Now, I'm bringing in all of my Riders. They're just here to keep these Dragon Princes busy. I don't want them charging in again. I would rather lose a bunch due to just an ensuing melee conflict than to let them just cycle charges. That dragon is trying to get away. It's currently at 32 kills. I'm still trying to chase it down. I've got my bolt thrower constantly just lobbing large missiles at it. Hopefully some do land and hit. The Dragon Princes are pretty stretched out right now, having to fight so many different units. They're over 100 kills right now. My Devastators are on the way. Over here, we're fighting that Noble, but also a group of Spearmen who are at over 30 kills. We have more Spearmen who are coming back right now. And there's a point-blank fireball. Draz is still here, using Cascading Fire Cloak and everything else to buff up units. We'll be getting more buffs and more offensive spells later. It's now time to go after more Dragon Princes. That dragon is trying to get out of here. It's nearly dead. Yeah, at only 60 armor, that makes them fragile. Very, very fragile. I've got Chaos Dwarf warriors who are now attacking Dragon Princes. Look at my hat. I should be praised. My shut made me that hat. Here's a Noble at 19 kills. We've got over here Spearmen who are now shaken. They'll probably break very soon. I'm using sheer numbers right now. It's going to be interesting whenever I fight larger factions like, let's say, Skaven. Oh, that's going to be interesting. Or even other, orcs, like the major greenskin faction. I'm going to have so many different units as we go through this playthrough, though. There's going to be so much unit variety. You guys should have a lot of fun. And 20, let's see, what kills? A little over 20 kills for that Noble. We've got over here my bolt thrower at only 1 kill. Probably like hit a Dragon Prince or something. We broke these Dragon Princes, but now we need to chase them down with all of my Raiders. Everyone else will be able to move and join us. My Devastators will have to do something over here. Let's see. 54 kills. We've got broken Spearmen over here. We just have 1 Noble. The battle's about to be over. He couldn't do it. He just couldn't do it, man. What a nightmare scenario for him. Surrounded by orcs, all of his comrades have fled, and it is only the Chaos Dwarfs who are here. And the battle's over. We've won. We won that battle. I mean, they have quality, we have quantity. It's going to be all about that. Throw enough bodies at them, eventually they'll run out of fire, magic, and arrows. All right. I'm going to subjugate and enslave. Only because I want to be able to kind of like stabilize the region. Ooh, a Darkhold slave dungeon. There's a lot of unique buildings out here, so maybe by the mid-game we'll be able to prosper. Right now, maybe not. All right, what's over here? What else could I use? Fruit rank up. That would be Chaos Dwarf Quarrelers, and I would love to get some more ranged units. I could use more Peltic Order, and it's hard to hold on to. But I really do need more corruption. I need a lot more corruption. I'm glad we have that plus 5% to casualty replenishment. That's a really good one. Okay, rank 8. What am I going to do here? I'm going to upgrade your cascading fire cloak. I use it a lot. I mean a lot. So now we have only one major location to go after. It's over here. Pig Barter. Okay. The Red Cloud tribe. And Rykarth, you've got a new rank. There's your Route Marcher. Okay. For you, my friend, I'm going to give you Inspiring Presence. I want you to buff up any nearby slaves that you have. Now, we're done with our current turn. Corruption is still going down. I've got to get so much more if I want to get rid of, well, or not get rid of, but to corrupt what is here. That's my big goal. That's my big plan today. And, oh, they want to trade for a bit. You know what? I'm going to be so busy over here. I think I'm going to take that for now. I think that might be a pretty decent idea. I can always build up later, but let's get some money. And that's one faction that doesn't want to kill me outright. I'm only making 57, but hey, that's 57 that'll pay for like a group of slaves or something. So let's end our turn now. We'll wait here. Maybe Emmerich will come back out. I really want to move my other army down here to help me out, but we're about to have a very big rebellion. I'm now besieging the fortress of Vorag, the capital for Emmerich. That army here is much more powerful than anything I have. They've got 2 dragons, Phoenix Guard, and a lot of other elves too. Now, I do outnumber them. I did want to bring in a slave army to help me out, but unfortunately, we've got rebellions to deal with, and slaves will cause a big issue with my public order. So I could probably overwhelm the dwarves over here, replenish, come over here and help out again, because they've got 8 out of 20. Over here, we've got 8 out of 20. I wonder if my slave army could win, and I think I might wait to see if Emmerich will come attack me, or at least some other army will come attack me over here at the Fortress of Vorag. Once I have that, I'll complete one entire province. Okay, let's see what we can do. Now here's a pretty crazy battle. I'm leading only slaves into battle right now. Check out his giant two-handed hammer. He's charging in after a very small but elite dwarf army. We've got rebels who I've got to fight now. It probably won't be easy. Are we going to lose a lot? Absolutely. If their numbers were comparable, I would lose outright, but we're going to see what we can do. I mean, let's have a look at him real quick. That is Jatan, or Shatan. We'll just call him Shatan for now. Or Jatan, the black. He's got 470 weapon strength, 70 melee attack, 42 melee defense. But that high melee attack at such a low level is insane. He's armored, he's a melee expert, he's got a charge defense against all. He's able to just negate charge bonuses. They don't bother him. But look at that evil Chaos Dwarf. And so he's going to be the cornerstone of all of our damage output. They've got Thunderers too. Now, my little goblin slaves, they've got 38 weapon strength, which is incredibly freaking high. My god. 3 armor piercing damage. They've got 10 armor, 59 leadership, 28 speed. And everyone is charging in. It is time. He's in the middle of all of it. So what am I doing right now? I've divided up my army into 3 parts. The right part is going after their quarrelers and some other two-handed units. On my left flank, I'm going to flank a lot of them. We're just going to surround them and hit as many as we can. And further out on the right, I've got even more slaves who are about to flank. We want to flank. We want to surround. Their Thunderers are shooting. I'm already sending in a new group because, I mean, they're going to kill hundreds. Regardless of what I do, they are going to kill hundreds today. It's going to be a very strange fight. But they're doing it. These Dawi, they are holding strong right now, keeping it together, while we've got even more surrounding them. Imagine being so strong and well-trained and fighting with your family members and oath brothers and everything else, only to be shanked by some little half-naked green creature. Awful. The slaves are still moving. I'm glad they're fast enough to at least move into position. I mean, clearly we're going to have some who break. They're going to be able to maneuver. Plenty are going to break. Like over here, they've got one Lord who's already at nearly 50 kills. That's a lot. We're going to have to duel that Lord. My goal is to get Shatan to go fight him, because he should be able to win. He's much stronger. He's got a higher melee attack. He's got more weapon strength. And here comes even more slaves now. They've got these large hacking weapons. Whatever are they going to do?
You can see how many bodies are on the ground already just from the few who we're trying to hit now. But they're doing it. I mean, they are dwarfs. Once I fight their proper armies, I'm going to need proper Chaos Dwarf armies. For now, we're just having to use the meat sacks that we've enslaved, that we've broken. Shantan is now fighting their lord. Oh, the iconic duel. There's just a bunch of broken slave bodies all around. Then Shantan is still fighting in the midst of all of them. Now, I did ask a bunch of people over in my local Discord how to pronounce it, and I got like a few different takes on it and all that. I mean, it is a bunch of fictional words that are being involved here for a faction, so have fun with it. It's kind of like George R.R. Martin said. He doesn't really care how you pronounce the names. He made it all up. Have fun with it, which is pretty cool. But there they go. They're still fighting, and let's have a look at how well we're doing. I mean, he's outright beating him. That lord has 91 kills. He's been tired out. Over here, they have stopped me. These Longbeards have 146 kills. They're holding back several groups of slaves right now. Over here, they have 86 kills. Over here, we're looking at 59 kills. I've got a few of them surrounded. We've gone after their Thunderers, who thankfully are a bit weaker, so we can actually harm them. But if I don't take out their leader, I'll lose the battle. They'll hold out and just grind down every slave I have. Some groups have broken. That's true. They'll be back. And we're still fighting that lord, who is very tired. Whereas we're fresh. We're feeling pretty good about life. I mean, things are going great. Look at how few of their dwarfs are dead in comparison to my slaves. Oh, my slave army. They're being chewed apart. This group alone has probably now over 200 kills. They had 196 just before. They're going for it. We've got little like stick and bone clubs trying to pierce armor like that. They're all bunched up too. But look at how that fight's going. Again, we're beating their leader, and once I get him back into the fray, oh, it's going to be awesome. He also has a really nice banner. Let me try to show you that if I can. I've got to like hover my mouse cursor over him, but he's got this banner over here, reducing their leadership by 6, their speed by 30%, and their charge bonus by 15%, only if there is a flying unit. If it was for melee, that would be so powerful, but it's only for a flying unit. So if they ever have like any gyrocopters, I'll be able to diminish whatever they have. Any gyrocopters that they have will be diminished in speed and power. Their efficacy will go down. I've got slaves who have come back now. They have 1 kill. This group has 15 kills, but they've been fighting a bunch of ranged units. And we're about to get rid of that leader of theirs. It's finally about to happen. He's trying to flee now, and so I decided to have him chase him down. Because we need to get rid of him. Oh, he's so much larger, too. Come back, brother. I want to love you. And he's just about, yep, he got hammered. It's over for him. And so Shantan beat him. Now, let's see over here. He's now going after some of these quarrelers. I'm going to have him go after more infantry. They're all divided up and surrounded. They just lost their leader, so their leadership is faltering. Over here, over 300 kills. They have 94 left, man. 94 Longbeards left, and they've killed over 300. Now that's a Warhammer battle. 15 kills for Shantan. Then over here we have Dwarf Warriors. Of course, I mean, I keep wanting to pronounce it Jatan or something fancy. Drujanik and all that. So, let's zoom out a little bit and fast forward for just a brief moment, because it is just going to be kind of that bog standard grind now. You're just going to watch me surround and try to let my leader over here and just slowly break them apart. They have nearly 400 kills. They're at 90 left, 89 left. They're getting pretty tired. Shantan is now moving in, and he's so strong, he's going to change up the entire fight. I've got a lord. They don't have a lord. I killed their lord. So now, he's fighting in the middle. His slaves know better. They know how to stay in a fight. Check out that horny hat. That is one of the best hats I've ever seen. Ridiculous. I love it. Okay. So most of them have broken. I had some units who broke. I just had them like go out and chase after anyone who was also broken. Unfortunately, this group reformed, and they're killing off those slaves. That was always going to happen. We'll have to race back here eventually to try to help out. We've got to take that fortress of Vorag. Once I get all of my landmark buildings and I'm able to consolidate my power out here, it's going to be a completely different story. We're going to get a lot done in part 1 to kind of like subjugate the masses and to try to at least get some measure of stability going on. He's at 23 kills. We're all over the map just chasing after them. Got some quarrelers to kill now. That's where we're going. They're shattered. Yeah, the goal is to shatter them. If we shatter them, then we can move on. Over here's another group of dwarf warriors. They are wavering. Here's another group of longbeards. They have 396 kills. But Jatan is over here. I'll let you guys pick which one you prefer in terms of pronunciation. And these dwarf warriors, they're at 170. 180. They're just hacking apart a bunch of these slaves. But they finally lost it. They lost a plot, and it's over. We've won.
We've got our victory. Okay. Give me some of that sweet replenishment. It's not a lot. My God, that was not easy. That was a very challenging fight. And I probably couldn't auto-resolve to kill the rest of them. I took out their leader. Let's go back over here. We just have to wait a little bit. Then I've got that other army to deal with. I was hoping to be able to get them all in one go. Here, let's combine what we have. All right, I've got a few full groups now. I'm going to take up probably... Let me have a look over here. Archers are fine. I'm going to get some orc slaves. I mean, they're a bit tougher. 30 armor. They've got 51 weapon strength. My God. Well, that's pretty good, huh? Slave Tyrant. It's all cheap for him, man. It's all really cheap for him. I like that. Okay, I don't have anything else to give you right now. Nor a talisman. He does a lot of good stuff for them. It's all about leading slaves into battle. And now, let's have a look over here. I've got to go after that fortress. The fortress of Vorag. I launched a fireball at their leader, and I have, of course, my bolts being shot over. They've got 2 dragons and a bunch of other elite units. My Wolf Raider archers, they're moving out right now. I've got my other Wolf Raiders over here on my right flank just waiting. They're going to move back later if dragons try to go after them. And back over here, I've got my Chaos Dwarf warriors. 52 weapon strength. They're waiting in reserve. I've got my slaves all behind, allowing my artillery to deal some damage to that Archmage of Death Magic. And Drazhoath is over here waiting. We've got a Sun Dragon. He's got over 400 weapon strength. But again, only 60 armor. Ooh, a Flaming Breath attack. But it only clipped 2 of them. What a waste. That Archmage of Death Magic, she's taking a lot of damage right now. Fireballs are doing a lot. I wanted to try to get rid of her. Now that dragon is charged in. And I'm going to use a Cascading Fire Cloak and whatever spells I can. And we're just going to fight that dragon. My bolt throwers are fine. They're holding on. Let's just hold on and take out that Sun Dragon. On the right flank, my Devastators are going to help out by focusing on that Sun Dragon that has 15 kills. It probably used a, Fire Dragon Breath attack. We've already dealt a lot of damage, so if we can just kind of keep our units safe, yeah, let them charge in. I just need to get my Devastators to go hit them. They're partially blocked right now, but eventually I'll move that group. Now here comes even more units. Silver Helms, they're charging in. Very heroic, guys. Very heroic. I'm sure that's going to change up everything, and you'll totally win the battle. I don't know what happened to Imrig. I don't know what faction he was fighting. I did not check. But this could be it for him. This could be all that he has. And if that is true, we'll have gotten rid of a very dire foe early on. Okay, so now my Devastators have a more clear line of sight on that dragon. We've got even more slaves and warriors all moving in. Well, actually no slaves, just cutthroats and Chaos Dwarf warriors. See, I used my more powerful units to keep that dragon busy. Now here comes a bunch of their infantry.
Silver Helms are still around. I've got a pocket of slaves over here on my left flank, holding strong, holding well. More orc slaves over here. I mean, they've got 100. Back over here, we're looking at 90 archers per group. We've got, let's see, what else do we have? That's really most of what we have to worry about, I think. We're good. We're okay. Sun Dragon, let's see, has how many? 7 kills total going after my leader. My orc slaves are moving up right now. The Phoenix Guard, they're being pelted by a bunch of arrows. They've only lost 1 so far. My archers are now hitting that dragon. That dragon is about to die. My Devastators, I am worried about them. I thought they would be charged at. But here we go. We're shooting at them point blank. They turned away at the last moment, so now we can just have a freaking hunting season. Now, I've moved in all of my raiders over here. They have now clashed with 3 groups of archers. So whatever DPS, whatever damage output they once had, I have since revoked it. Now we can just kill 3 groups of archers when they're already outnumbered. They have, or we have over 2,000. That dragon is about to die. Get the dragon. Kill the dragon. We got the dragon. The dragon is dead. They've got white lions with crates, and here is an overcasted burning head that just shot right through all of them. And it killed a lot of elves. It was overcasted, man. I mean, that was always going to hurt, but I didn't know by how much. That Archmage of Death Magic has 8 kills total. I'm now fighting that Noble, but the Noble might be too much for me. They're usually very good at fighting like that, but he now has 156 kills. Oh, no wonder. Spirit Leech. I did use a Cascading Fire Cloak on him, but that Spirit Leech is dealing a lot of damage. Youch. Got some of these archers, and also my Bolt Thrower targeting these Phoenix Guard, who are now at 86, 85. We're fighting a bunch of white lions over here. They've got how many groups? 2 groups total. 17 kills and 23 kills. Their archers are done for. Their spearmen, they're kind of coming back, but they're either shattering or breaking. I had to get away from that Noble. That Noble was a bit much for me. The Phoenix Guard, they're beginning to dwindle. Surprisingly, my Cutthroats are able to hold on just fine. They're at 4 kills right now. And that's how we have been able to obliterate the elves. I mean, we're not going to be fighting them again or for a very long time. That Archmage is now broken. She's probably going to die soon if I have anyone focus on her at all. That Noble is now surrounded at 7 kills. The Phoenix Guard, they're broken. They had 50 kills. Now they're broken, and the battle's over. We have won. We have done it. We have destroyed another major enemy. These elves, they're having a pretty bad time. We just have too much power. Good. We won that battle. Hey, heck yeah. I'll take the replenishment, and hopefully... Okay, good. I was wondering if Emmerich would come by. He didn't come by. We should be able to take the fortress now without any issues at all. The court is now fighting the defenders. Good. We've encountered the greenskins. I hope they're not growing too fast. I mean, it takes time to really consolidate your power, so who knows what is going to happen to me. I killed their Archmage, and we're at rank 9 now. How about that? How about that? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. At rank 9, I'm going to pick up Evasion. There we go. At rank 10, I'll get Dark Father's Favorite. And over here, Zatan is just what I want to call you, just to make my life easier. I could call you Mr. Satan. That's another option. To auto-resolve that one. We lost some, but we finally took it. Now, I don't need all of that extra money. I think I'll be okay. We're just going to subjugate and enslave, because, again, I want it intact. We've now got Vajnak's Horde. Okay. Or Jatan. Vajnak, anyway. Chaos Dwarf Quarrelers. They have joined me. And there goes Emmerich. I guess he lost his full army, so he's gone now. Cool. Oh, check out this cool landmark. The Fortress of Vorag was built by enslaved Chaos Dwarfs and Goblins. As such, only could the Dawijar find the secret chamber of the Ghoul King Vorag, Bloody Tooth, and the secrets it held. Nice. We'll be able to recruit Bull Centaur Bahals and Renders too, in addition to a Kadai Fireborn. So we've got like a bunch of new units to try out. I don't know what they look like. I have no idea what they're going to look like. So I can't wait. We'll get more income, more of a research rate. I'll build that right now. I'll keep the patrols because, I mean, we've got Skaven close by. Okay, let's see. What else do I want while I'm over here? That would give me a rocket launcher, a Death Shrieker rocket launcher. I could use some artillery, man. We'll take that right away, finally. And over here, I want to upgrade my walls. That would give me Infernal Guard. Very nice. It unlocks their recruitment. I'll be able to get some nice variety after that. Let's repair. So now I've got to find a way to hold on to my lands. Lords of Asur. Imric is gone already. Ha ha ha. All right, Dark Father's favorite.
Hashut favor falls on Drazhoath, for he is the chosen prophet.
Magic item drop chance plus 16% and a ward save of 8%. I also do want some agents later, but let's get rid of, let's see, something over here. I'm going to combine some of these over here. Done. And pick up my Quarrelers. Done again. So now I just need to replenish. I'll try to head on back because we do have a rebellion to deal with. And they are growing in size, which does concern me quite a bit. Ooh, slave ogres. Yeah, I want some slave ogres. Hand them over. How tough are they? 40 armor. Okay. 111 weapon strength. Nice. It's all the good stuff I've been wanting. What's over here? Warped. Okay. We've got Bang the War Drums, more tax income. Tendrils of Chaos, we'll take that for now, I think. Ooh, I could reduce their campaign movement range by 15%. Now that's very, very powerful. We're going to take Bang, not Bang. Tendrils of Chaos. We'll bang later though, okay? And that'll do it. We did a lot.